time. I got fired today. This is new territory for me because I've never been fired from a job ever. But yeah, I got fired today. I was working at a salon in New York. Our first client of the day comes in and everything was peachy. Everything was great. None of us caught traffic on the way in. It was fantastic. Everything's great. They were talking about the Knicks. Cool. Go Knicks. We up. Champs is here. Cool, cool, cool. Everything's fine. Somehow, somewhere, some way, the conversation takes the hardest left I've ever seen. Okay? Takes a fucking left, and now we're talking shit about immigrants, we're talking shit about Palestinians. The word disgusting is being thrown around, like hard ass left. Okay? I wait a minute to see if the conversation is maybe going to take a turn because to something more positive. Because keep in mind, the person that is doing her hair, not from this country. The people that own the fucking salon that she's talking cash shit in, also not from this country. So, the conversation just keeps getting fucking worse. And me being me, you're never going to get me to shut the fuck up. You're never going to get me to shut the fuck up. And if there's a bully in the vicinity, they have to deal with me. And I don't want to fucking hear this shit no more. So I walk over and I'm like, hey, could we maybe change the subject? Like, just maybe talk about something else? What? I said, could we maybe change the subject? Like, I find your conversation offensive. Could we maybe just change the subject? I don't care. I don't care. I can talk to my stylist about whatever I want. You're all the way over there. I don't care.
So let me start by saying this. 2 points that I want to make before we see the rest of the video. And of course, I always like to link back to the content creator, regardless of whether I agree or not. So that goes without saying. That'll be down in the description. Every video I do, I always try to link back to the content creator. So stop asking me what's the original video. It's in the description. All right. So it's a couple different things that we need to break out from this. The first thing that we need to break out is I can see the difference between a barbershop and a beauty salon. Because in a barbershop, anything goes. Arguments, heated debates, discussion, basketball, relationships, whatever it is that we want to talk about, we talk about it. And it's so funny because now that women get to see the inside of men's minds inside of the barbershop, and it's really being spewed out when it comes to social media, people are getting easily offended, but we don't care because we men, we chill, right? That's the first thing. The second thing is when you have a job, meaning that this is your form of employment, and you can possibly get fired. It doesn't matter what you think, where your social and moral standard is. You do not have dominion over what happens inside of that salon, and you should probably mind the business that pays you. I don't know how many times I have to say this on every single platform, on every single level. Mind the business that pays you. And y'all coming on social media and telling a story because you're feeling some type of way about the fact that you got fired will not get you your job back, and it will not pay you your bills. I cannot tell you how many women don't understand this. When they jump on social media and then they tell their story, it's not going to work out in your favor. I don't care how many armchair quarterbacks come in and say, well, yeah, you need to file a termination suit or all of this other. Man, listen, none of that works and none of that matters. You in dire straits. Most people don't have $1,000 according to what y'all telling me online on a regular basis. Most people don't have $1,000 that's going to save them in an emergency, yet y'all sitting here having a conversation with me about what you said and who you said it to. And I know y'all not wise. I know y'all not smart. And I appreciate it because it allows for me to be able to react to some of this stuff. But the fact that you even sitting here and having this conversation on the internet, yet you're not trying to get your job back, or you're not trying to figure out how to get compensation, or you're not trying to figure out what your next movie is, tells me everything that I need to know about said people that are having conversations about why they don't think that they should have been fired, yet they feel like they should have been able to say whatever they wanted to say when they want to say it. Most places are right to work. That's number one. Secondly, you can't do what you want to do, even if you right. Let's remember that, right? Even if you right, you can't do what you want to do inside of somebody else's establishment. Now, if it's your business, I'm 1,000% with you, but you got to deal with whatever consequences come along with it, right? If they decide that they don't want to patronize your business no more, then you got to be able to take that L. Or you may feel like that's a dub because you just don't want that type of compensation. You don't want that type of money. And so you feel like that all money ain't worth it. Cool, I'm with it. It's your business, it's your establishment. You do what you want to do when you want to do it. I'm 1000% on your side. But when you work for somebody else, the first rule is you always protect the bag until you can do something different or do better, and then you can just move on and do your own thing. But you can't say and do what you want to do in somebody else's business. And of course, you're going to tell the story from your perspective, from your lens. And so it's always going to be, I'm pretty sure it's another side, it's another view. And they didn't just take this and say, you know what, let's fire her because we don't like her opinion. I'm sure it's way more to it outside of what you said. But let me hear the rest of what she got to say.
Think you're disgusting because you should care about how your words affect other people. And I walked the fuck away. Now, she's still talking cash shit,
Pretty
shit.
girl, though.
I don't know what about.
She's a really, really, really pretty girl. She got pretty hair, all of that stuff. I'm feeling the look. Attitude is just wild.
Made her think that I gave a fuck, but I don't. However, the conversation was changed because now she's talking shit about me, which I don't give a fuck. But now, the person that's doing her hair can just listen to that instead of her listening to her talk shit about her and possibly her family and anybody that she fucking cares about. So cool. I ended up having to walk past them again. And she's like, there's a lot of people that feel like me. And they come here. So you better watch your back. Watch my back for what, ho? You and your friends can get fucking dragged. Reel it in. I'm not upset. So I continue to let her talk shit. Whatever. I don't give a fuck. Like I said what the fuck I said. You're disgusting. So whatever you have to say means nothing to me. She comes to check out. I'm going to be having a very private conversation with the owners. And I don't care. Why? Because I do it again, and I do it again, ho.
Well, sounds like she did have a private conversation with the owners, and it probably didn't go well. So there's your and.
Again, I don't know what about me made you think that I gave a fuck, but I don't. I don't. You're disgusting. So she's like, you're a dum-dum. You're a dum-dum. I'm the dum-dum, and you clearly have not made it past 5th grade. Because that's all that you could come up with was dum-dum. Anyway, so she finally is done doing her best Karen that I've seen in a long-ass time. And I go to the back. I check on the stylist. I'm like, hey, you okay? She's like, yeah, I'm okay. You know, I appreciate you, sticking up for me. I don't know what to say in those situations. English is not her first language. And she's also very timid. And that's no offense to her. It's just not who she is to stick up for herself. Me, however, I'm going to stand 10 toes. I'm going to stand 10 toes. I'm going to stand 10 toes. If there's a bully in the vicinity, they have to deal with me. She's like, thank you for sticking up for me, blah, 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 blah. I get a phone call at the end of the day, about 5 minutes before it's time for me to clock out. And it's, hey, I'm so sorry to do this, but I can't have this in my salon. You can't have what in your salon, Buki? Somebody that's willing to stick up for not only you, but for the people that work for you, the people that visit your establishment, and making sure that inappropriate conversations are not being had in your salon? You can't have that in your salon? Yeah, you're probably right. This is not the place for me. Because if put in that situation again, I do it again.
The proper way to handle it, and I know most people are probably going to disagree with it, but the proper way to handle it is to go to management and say, if this is something that you feel this passionate about and you don't want to jeopardize your employment, the proper way to do it is to privately go and have a conversation with whoever is in charge and let them know what the situation is. Hey, listen, she don't look comfortable over there. She may be a little bit intimidated, but it's some wild conversations. You might want to check on that. Leave it at that. Manage your business. Focus on your client and go and get your bag. But I know that we don't believe in the proper way to handle things and decorum. And so this is the result.
I don't give a fuck what racial group she was talking about, what religious group she was talking about. Change the fucking subject. Like, it's disgusting. It should not be happening in a salon. Period. So I do it again, and I do it again, and I maybe drag the next bitch. So, yeah. That happened. That was my Monday. How was yours?
Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Teach Henley, 40% off your first order, 20% off of life.